hello, everyone. How are you doing? How are you doing? Are you guys ready for this? We are going to be having Mr. Paul Black, Paul Mars Black, the legend himself, formerly of LA Guns, currently of Sonic Boom. He is in the lounge looking all cute with his hat on. Yeah. All right. We're going to go ahead and bring him up. Let's go ahead and bring him up. Hey, Paul, how are you, brother?
Hi, Mary. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing great.
You're doing great.
Good to
Great
see you.
to hear. Good to see you, brother. Been a long time.
Yeah, years.
So,
Well, we haven't seen each other in a while. We talk all the time, but
oh, yeah. So, how's California, baby?
it's a little. Well, it's cooled down a little bit. Last week it was really, really hot, but today it's pretty good.
Good, good. I've been watching your live feeds and well, of course, even when we don't talk, I've been watching you. You've been doing a lot of cool shows, those little shows in the neighborhood parties. I've been watching those. Those people are digging you, dude.
Cool. Yeah, I think people are craving live music right now. I feel very, very fortunate, very lucky to be working right now as a musician because, as you know, everything pretty much got canceled in the pandemic. Because they can't
Right.
have gatherings. And that's the whole point of entertainment is to bring people in.
Exactly.
But yeah, I had no idea what I was going to do. But then all the people I knew started hiring me for like neighborhood shows, social distancing neighborhood shows, and I've been sitting in the middle of neighborhoods and people come out to their lawns and barbecue and wave at each other from behind the driveways. And they're just looking for an excuse to get out of the house because they're going stir crazy and have live music. Like they're
He
treating it
froze.
really well. Yeah.
We froze. There we are.
Oh, did you lose me?
Oh, we froze for just a second, but we're back. We're back. So, everybody that don't know, if you don't know who Paul Mars Black is, or where have you been? I mean, come on.
Me? Well, when you saw me, I was touring with my, I kind of buried the hatchet with my old band, LA Guns. We got back on the road, the original lineup, and we toured around the world for like a couple of years between 2006 and 2007. And I finally left. Wasn't a good environment for me to be with the people I was touring with, but I was raising a kid at the time. I believe he was about 10 or 11 or something at the time. And I didn't want to be out on the road. I wanted to be home with my son. So I decided that now might be a good time while I was raising him and staying put to go back to school. So I went back to college and I started as a percussion major getting my music degree in 1978 or 79. And I dropped out in 1980. And I came down here to Hollywood to play drums in bands and start and sing and do all this stuff and just started working around the Hollywood scene. Always told myself I was going to go back and finish up and get my degree. And I finally did that in 2007. I went back. I didn't realize how long it was going to take me, but I finally graduated in 2016. I thought I was going to knock it out in a few years, but I finally got my bachelor's degree, BM degree in film composition, film scoring. From Northridge, University of Northridge, California. Great music school. It's like I think they were rated like 16th in the country. But
Right.
anyway, it was a good experience. I came out feeling like a better person because well educated because as you know when you go for a degree they don't let you just stick to music. You have to take everything.
Yeah, you gotta take stuff you didn't plan on.
Geography, politics, a little bit of everything. So I came out well rounded. I just feel like a more aware person now, and my degree is never probably going to help me land a job or anything. I've never had to present my degree for anything or tell people even on an application that I have a degree. It's just I'm still doing what I always do, but I just feel like I just feel a little bit more knowledgeable, and I just feel like it was a big accomplishment. It was just a goal that I always wanted to accomplish, and glad I finally did it.
Jessica S. Miller says, "Hey, Mary and Paul, open for you once in Jersey."
Woohoo! Cool.
So I did a little research, even though I know you. I did a little research on your Wikipedia for Paul Black. Let's see how current Wikipedia is on you.
They're not always correct. They make things up on there.
Right,
We'll
right.
see.
I
But
have
you can
no
fact check with me.
idea. Okay, we're fact checking. Okay, in 81, you were in the Meow Mouse,
Yep.
LA punk rock band.
Yeah.
Now, it's said that the Meow Mouse actually did a record that was produced by Robbie of the Doors.
Yep. That's true. Yeah.
Dude, that's iconic.
Oh yeah. So yeah, when Mau Mau's there was a band called Berlin Brats in the late '70s around Hollywood, and they were like kind of owned the town. They were like the big rock and roll band. They were kind of like the New York Dolls and stuff. But the singer kind of saw punk rock kind of coming in and being more popular, and he didn't think the Berlin Brats was a good enough punk name, so he changed the name to the Mau Mau's after like a vicious African tribe, and that rose up against the British, and it became the Mau Mau's. When it became the Mau Mau's, that's when I joined as a drummer, and yeah, it was a very popular punk band. The singer was supposed to be the MC for the decline of the Western civilization, but he's very like kind of outspoken, person, very kind of snide, and he said, I'm only gonna do it if I get to say whatever I want about the other bands, and he could be naughty. So he got fired by the director, Penelope Spears, who I'm friends with. But so not only did the Mama he not get to MC the movie, but the Mamas didn't even get featured, which was kind of a shame because they were the big punk rock band in LA, way bigger than any of the they probably would have been huge if they'd have been in that movie, but we didn't get the exposure we needed. But it just because of different reasons and because for whatever reason we never did. Every time we started a record deal, the record labels would back out, probably because we're a little bit hard to deal with overall. But we finally did do a recording with Robbie Krieger in the studio, and I remember it's my girl. I'd broken up with a girlfriend who took off with my drum set, my good drum set. So I had to dig my old drum set out, and I didn't have spikes to it, and the heads were all dead and everything. So went into the studio, and I was sitting. I didn't have a drum throne even. I was sitting on a milk crate, and I had the drums propped up with with two cinder blocks right on each side to keep it from tipping over. And I didn't really like the sound. I was kind of just like, this is supposed to be a big recording with Robbie Krieger producing, and I wasn't happy about the fact that I was playing with dead drum heads. So they said, well, don't worry about it. We have these new things called drum triggers. We'll make those drums sound huge. And it was a new technology in the '80s. It sounded, it was very cheesy sounding, and I didn't know anything about drum triggers. But when they did the first mix, sent the first mix back to us, it was misfiring. It would only trigger when there was a real strong signal. So there was misfiring, and the drums were all over the place. It made me sound like a horrible drummer. And so I never wanted anybody to hear it. And we had like these little mixes that we didn't want to play for anybody because it just sounded really bad when they mixed it. Right. And then years later, Robbie Krieger gave me the tapes back because I had a studio, and I took the tapes and I transferred them over to Pro Tools, and I listened back to the drums, and I said, wait a minute, my drums sound actually okay, so we just had to get rid of the drum triggers, and we remixed it, and and then I got us in the studio, Dirty Horse Studios is over here in Sunland, and we recorded a few more songs, and we mixed an album and finally put it out years and years after the fact. But those recordings that we did with Robbie were in 1983, and he actually played on them as well. I mean, we did the basic tracks, and then the next day, our guitar player, I think he was too hung over to show up in the studio, so we didn't have anybody to play lead guitar overdubs and stuff. And Robbie goes, well, if you want, I can do it. And I go, yeah, get Robbie Krieger to play on our record. So he's actually playing the solo on
Yeah, I
Psychotic.
mean, come on, Robbie Krieger from the Doors. I mean, who wouldn't? You know.
And I go,
So
well, do you have any gear with you? And he said, yeah. He goes, I got my amp in the car. And I go, really? You drive around with your amp in the car? Because I'm picturing this big old Marshall, huge amp and stuff.
right,
And he goes, yeah, I'll go get it now. And he went out to his car and got his rig, his guitar and his amp. And he comes in with a little tiny pig nose amp. And I go, are you kidding me? You're gonna play the guitar through that? And he goes, yeah, it's gonna sound huge. Check it out. This is what I used on all the Doors stuff. And then so he gets the pick nose out and mics it up, and sure enough, after all is said and done, it sounds huge because it's a little mic and you can get all this distortion on it. And
right.
then in the studio you can make it as loud or big as you want. So he doesn't play live, I'm sure, with a pick nose, but for recordings, that was all done with a pick nose amp. And yeah, when we listen back, sure enough, that's the Doors sound. That's exactly how Robbie Krieger gets the sound.
Cool.
And,
well,
but
Kathy and
yeah,
Stacy says hello.
who?
Kathy and Stacy.
Hi, Kathy and Stacy.
So,
Nice
in this fact checking thing on Wikipedia, it said originally LA Guns was called Faster Pussycat. Is that the truth?
That's true as well. Wow, they're pretty accurate. So I was in a band called Shanghai. Actually, it was called Shango. They later on changed their name to Shanghai. And at first I was playing drums in a band called the Joneses that were supposed to be signed to Geffen Records, but
Which recorded drums for Keeping Up with the Joneses.
Yeah, I recorded drums on that. Those are all me playing drums. But some other drummer joined the band and took his picture, and they made it look like somebody else played the drums. That drumming was all me.
David Hurley says, "Hey, Paul from DRH Entertainment."
Who?
David Hurley from DRH.
Hi, David Hurley from DRH Entertainment. Yeah. Cool.
So continue with your story. Sorry.
Oh, okay. So I wanted a band that I could write songs with, and I was trying to write songs and play drums with a band called Shango, and they had another singer who I'm friends with named Eric, and but I had to sing the melodies of my songs to him so that he could get it and sing it, and give him the lyrics and stuff, and then the rest band was saying, well, Paul, you should be singing, and that offended Eric, so we didn't really hit it off as like me being in that band. So finally. I wanted a side band where I was singing so I could introduce my songs because the Joneses didn't like the idea of the drummer writing the songs. So I hooked up with a guy named Mick Cripps, and he said, let's try to put a band together and where whatever's missing in the end, you'll either play drums or sing or whatever it is that we're missing, rhythm guitar, whatever it is that needs to be done, we'll have you in it because you got the look. Basically, he was concerned with the look. And we decided. I had a friend that owned a movie called Faster Pussycat Kill Kill, and I worked in a place called Retail Slut that we sold T-shirts that said Faster Pussycat Kill Kill, and we decided that'd be a great name for a band. So we're starting a band called Fast Pussycat, and we were talking to Tammy about singing with us. But then before we ever auditioned him, me and Mick got together and jammed with Tracy Guns and Nikki Beat. And Nikki Beat and me we were two drummers that would replace each other in bands all the time. Nikki Beat also played in the Momma sometimes and played in the Joneses sometimes. We'd keep replacing each other. As people got mad at Nikki, they'd ask me to play drums with them. So since he was already playing drums, I switched to vocals and we started doing some songs. I think our first rehearsal, we were doing some Aerosmith songs and some Alice Cooper songs, and then I taught him some of my original songs. And we got a call that night to play a closing night of Cathay de Grand. Cathay de Grand, if you don't know, is one of the big punk rock clubs in LA, and it was getting ready to close. So they wanted us to play the closing night of this punk rock club that had been around forever. So we went and we played under the name Faster Pussycat. It was just kind of a newly forming band. We played under the name Fast Pussycat that one show. And it was just a sea of like mohawks and leather and everything. And it was packed, and it was a really good show. So we decided, okay, this is our band. But shortly after we did that show, we had a friend named Raz who's he had been backing a high school version of a band called LA Guns that Tracy was in, a version that Tracy was in, but it was defunct. But he still had the rights to the name, and he had a band that said LA Guns on it. He had bumper stickers that said LA Guns, all this leftover T-shirts, all this leftover merchandise that never got used. And he said, and then he told us, if you reuse the name LA Guns, I'll pay for your first demos, and I'll give you all this stuff. I'll give you this van. I'll give you this. So we thought, well, it's just a name. So, we needed money at the time. So we dropped the name Faster Pussycat, and we went with the name LA Guns, which, in retrospect, I think was a big mistake. I kind of felt that Faster Pussycat was the name I came up with, and I like that name better.
Right.
But that's just me. But so. We dropped the name Faster Pussycat, and then when we dropped the name, Tammy picked it up and started a different lineup and called that.
Yeah, actually, I guess it was a couple months before I booked y'all in North Little Rock. Actually, seen Fester at Barton. Well, promoter had him at Barton Coliseum, which is Old Coliseum here, and they were really cool. I mean, we hung out and everything. It was a fun time. But the most fun I had was our show that I brought y'all in North Little Rock. That was epic. I mean, when you asked me if I wanted to sit in, I mean, Ballad of Jane was always like one of my 80s all time ballads I just loved. And when you asked me if I wanted to sit in and, sing backups on that, and I was like, and I got up there nervous and everything. And I was like, oh, please don't let me sound like crap. And it was so much fun. You brought all my Wild Heart girls up on stage and had them sitting on the stage with you. And it was so much fun, man. That was a fun night.
Well, I've always liked to just incorporate the audience. And it's like, I don't like, I'm very anti-rock star, basically. Even in punk rock days, that was partly why I could identify and relate to punk rock. It was all about music and kind of being at the same level with the audience. It wasn't about being this big, rock star and getting people to worship you and stuff. I always like the audience to be a part of it, and incorporate them and get them to sing along, embrace the audience and connect. And that's usually what I do as a front man. And I'm, I've gotten pretty good at what I do. And unfortunately, I ran into some bad politics with my songwriting. My songs got stolen by LA Guns. So that turned into a lawsuit with major label, and being an unknown artist, that was just the kiss of death for getting out there. It's all water under the bridge right now, but they got the benefit of my record deal and promoting and pushing songs like Ballad of Jane. Before they started pushing Ballad of Jane, they were pushing my song. I wrote a song called Looking Over My Shoulder, which became Never Enough. And that's the one that was climbing the charts until I included that in my lawsuit. And then they took that off of MTV and started pushing Ballad of Jane instead. Ballad of Jane, I wasn't fond of singing the song, but I realized that people's appreciation for it. And so I did want to incorporate the audio. For me, it wasn't about me and where the song was from. It was more about, I was there to do a job. I was there to entertain the audience. I was there to be friends with the audience. I was there to embrace the audience. And that's where it was at for me.
Well, I know that night was really fun because, after we got done with Ballad of Jane, you were like, no, stay up here. Let's do Sex Action. Let's do this. And I'm just sitting up there going, I just didn't care. I was having the time of my life.
Yeah, Sex Action is one of my songs too. That was a song I wrote called Love and Hate, and people came in and changed my lyrics and stuff. So there's kind of a bittersweet. First of all, on one hand, I'm happy that my songs became popular and that people like my songs. On the other hand, I'm not happy with the fact with the way that they were chosen. They didn't really keep the integrity that I would have wanted if I was to produce my song myself.
Exactly.
And it's hard to explain that to people that from a songwriting point of view, that's your baby. And as much as
Oh,
they
yeah.
might love the song, that's great. I appreciate the fact that people love the song, and that came from me. You know, that was a song I wrote 100% music and all, and they just changed my
Well, when
lyrics
you
and the
write those
title.
songs, you put your heart and soul into them, and like you said, it's your baby, man, and,
Yeah.
you know,
There's
uh,
a there's a song that the first ballad that I ever wrote for LA Guns was a song called Shattered Mirror, and it was a big local hit. It was we never actually did record it, but it's called Shattered Mirror. I'm probably gonna put it on my solo record, but I wrote it more over 40 years ago. But this is the song that, like, you know, we'd have sold out audiences and Bic lighters would go up. You'd just see a sea of Bic lighters, and it wasn't even on the radio. That's
right,
the song that would have been a huge hit if had they taken that one from me. But
right.
it does. I'm glad that they didn't, because I'm going to do it. I went on to write all kinds of other ballads, so that one got put aside for a long time until just a couple of years ago. Somebody came by and they said, "Yeah, do you remember that song you used to do, Shattered Mirror?" And I go,
I'm
"Well,
gonna
yeah.
have
Do
you
you
do
want
that here in a few. I'm gonna have you do that here in a few, if you don't mind.
really?"
Um,
Okay.
but Anthony Drummer says, okay, we're catching up on some things here. Anthony Drummer says, hello, friends from Blood. I cannot pronounce that. Sorry. Death metal band from US. I'm a drummer. And he says he would love to play some shows for together sometime soon. And David Hurley says,
Let's set it
what's
up.
Paul doing now?
Now I'm doing a radio interview. But so what I'm doing now, okay, this is really important. I just recorded the best album, the best thing I've ever done in my life. It's a record with a band I have called Sonic Boom with Joe Almeida from Dogs to More, and it's scheduled to be released in January. And it's I without a doubt, if I do say so myself, this is not just the best record I've done. It's probably one of the best records, rock and roll records, to come out in years. That's my opinion. I know it's a little bit biased, but I truly believe that it's a really, really, really great record. And I mean, there's a couple of the cuts on YouTube right now, but not with the remixes and the mastering and everything like that. But we finally decided on a release date. It's going to be in January. We're releasing it, and currently we're working on videos right now. We had a video shoot scheduled right before the pandemic hit, and we had to cancel the shoot. So now we're trying to figure out how to assemble videos, creative videos that go with the songs, so we can have all these videos ready in January when we release the record. So yeah, if there's anybody
Oh,
out there,
can
any
you come back
filmmakers,
in January and make your release on my show?
yeah, sure, that'd be great. That'd be great. So anybody that's listening right now, if there's any, if there's any creative film directors or videographers out there that want to do a real creative video and want to collaborate with us, we have a whole bunch of great songs with great lyrics and
Dude,
great
I
stories
have
to be told.
got a guy I'm going to send your way.
Okay.
He is an awesome videographer, and dude, he himself is a drummer, and he would jump on it. He would be like, let's do this, and he would have no problem traveling to y'all. I'll get you in touch with him.
Okay, or we could just send them video. And we're looking to collaborate with other people that are, artistic people that in the world of, visual arts, that want to collaborate with a really cool music project. And this is a chance. I mean, we don't have, there's no budget for the videos, but it's a great opportunity to really tell a story with your visual side along with some really great music. So anybody that just wants to, participate and collaborate on a really cool artwork, work of art.
Heck
and
yeah.
we plan to do multiple videos for the songs too. Give people a different take. So if there's anybody out there that wants to just contact me, PM me, DM me, or ask Mary how to get a hold of me, would love to collaborate and talk about what you want to do. And we have till January to kind of start getting these videos together.
Heck yeah. Let's do it, bro. Let's do it.
Okay.
So, are you going to play me a song?
Sure. You know what? Since we're talking about it, I guess I could. It's the long lost LA Guns song that never got recorded. Let me make sure I'm in tune. The one I was just talking about, Shattered Mirror.
Yeah, I think your live video playing that the other day. I love it.
This is raw, no reverb or anything like that. I'm just singing into the iPhone mic, so I don't know what.
I like it raw.
This is the very stripped down version of Shattered Mirror, a song I wrote about 40 years ago, and it was a big local LA Guns hit that most of your audience probably hasn't heard ever. Can you hear it okay?
Oh, it's coming through great, brother.
I watched you dancing through the night in a distant time. Your silhouette romancing hovers over mine. Try to calm the sorrow lost in your lonely mind. Have patience with the love you find along that crooked line. Ain't it the truth, girl? I got your flowers, they died just a week ago. Waiting all these hours, girl, they didn't make the show. Remember, you'd forgotten, they knew what you didn't know. And I thought that it was just your smile that makes them come and go. Beyond those lonely nights, waiting for the morning light, I see your reflection disappear. Oh, words don't come out clear, thoughts just disappear behind that shattered mirror. There's nothing left to fear. Eyes don't spill a tear behind that shattered mirror. You and me. You know what I'm talking about. I watched you loading your 6-string electric gun, aiming at my broken heart, pull the trigger just for fun. It's in the stars, girl, there's nothing for everyone. It's when you wake up in my world, it's all been said and done. When your words are fair, there's no one left who seems to care. Open your eyes, I'll be there. Oh, everywhere. Words don't come out clear, thoughts just disappear behind that shattered mirror. There's nothing left to fear. Eyes don't spill a tear behind that shattered mirror. Nothing left to fear. Eyes don't spill a tear behind that shattered mirror. Where you and me.
Heck yeah.
Shattered Mirror.
Shattered Mirror. One of my new favorites now. So tell us what you're doing now, brother. Tell us what's going on with you now. Tell us about Sonic Boom and, you know, give us a little, little bit more
Okay.
information of what you got coming up.
Okay. Well, like I said, we got the record done, mixed, mastered, ready to go. We're gonna do a release date in January. That's what we're shooting for. We're gonna have it available in Europe. We got some distributors because a lot of our base is in Europe. We're gonna have it on available on vinyl. We're gonna try to get some over here in the U.S. too, but we're gonna have it on available on vinyl and CD.
I,
And then we're all, huh?
I want an autograph vinyl to go
Okay,
on on my wall.
okay.
Buy it.
So for sure. Okay. So yeah, so we're gonna do that. We're gonna have it on vinyl and CD, but we're also gonna after we do we're gonna have about 4 or 5 singles that we're gonna release first, starting might start a little bit before January with the digital, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna do some video releases, and then eventually release the whole album and have the whole album available digitally. So that's kind of our game plan. We're gonna try to push for some radio airplay and some video to get it out there and start promoting and marketing the record. As far as what I'm doing exactly, besides gearing up for our release in January, like I said, I've been lucky enough to be having a lot of friends and fans and stuff hiring me for neighborhood concerts, which is really fun. And it gives me a chance to get out and in the real world and work, but be
Right.
safe. It's like I'm not like in a crowded club or anything like that. I'm out in a neighborhood, all kinds of space,
Right.
and I get to wave at people from a distance. Say, hey, thanks for
Yeah,
joining me.
they have their lawn chairs, at
Yeah.
least 12 to 24 feet from you. I mean, in you can see them. They're just sitting there in their lawn chairs and they're dancing. And I've
Yeah.
seen you having some. Well, one of them, you had a girl on a violin and that sat in with you. I noticed on one of the.
Oh yeah, yeah. I have other musicians that I collaborate with a lot. I was doing a lot of duets, a lot of full band shows and stuff right before this happened. I actually did a full band show at an Indian casino called Fantasy Springs a few weeks ago. That was really nice. And there was big outdoor venues, so they had people apart from each other. But it was a great reception, and people are craving live music right now. So I mean, it's great for me when I can get out when I have that opportunity because people are just really
I know.
receptive,
Oh, I know.
So
It's
I have this venue that I play downtown in LA. It was a kind of a regular gig for me called San Antonio Winery, and a huge place. It was always packed. I didn't even need to advertise my shows because it was always packed just because people love to go there, and I had a regular crowd that would come. But San Antonio Winery is a historical monument down in downtown LA. It's like kind of where downtown LA started. But the winery started in 1917, and it used to all be vineyards around there. But then the land became too valuable to keep it as vineyards. So the winery still owns all the land around there, but they've leased it out to all kinds of warehouse and companies and stuff. But they kept the winery right in the middle. You would never even know it's there, but this historical building right there in the middle of downtown. And they were having me play for a long time. But then when COVID shut down, everybody had to shut down as far as like what's well, at least here in California, you can't have like people inside right now, seating
right.
and eating. So what they did is they have so much space that they built this big outdoor venue now, and they've been hiring me to come down and play on Saturdays and Sundays, like 12 to 4 for the lunch crowd and stuff. And that they've been really receptive. And that's been a big fun gig. And I've been streaming it online as well. So like a lot of Facebook followers.
I seen one of you. That's where I heard Shattered Mirror. I was like,
But what
yeah,
I wanted to say that I'm kind of getting to the point of capacity on my personal Facebook page, and I do have a Paul Mars Black music page. So I'm going to try to start encouraging people to go to my music site, and I'm going to start streaming all my shows from there. And so if you're out there listening right now, go to the Paul Mars Black music site. It's just Paul Mars Black. I think it's just Facebook.com/Paul Mars Black, and you'll find my music site. So join that. I'm going to start posting stuff there real soon.
you said Facebook /Paul Mars Black Music.
Yep.
All
And
right.
if you are, if you're, I mean, I think even if you're
There you
not on my Facebook page, I think you can go to my Facebook page, my regular Facebook page, and but I'm going to try to broadcast it from the music page this weekend. But anyway, so from they hired me for Fridays now too. So this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I'm going to be playing at San Antonio Winery, downtown LA, 4 to 12 noon to 4 p.m. California time. So yeah, if you can find me, come and say hello. Tell me where you're tuning in from. You know, if you're from Italy or Argentina or Arkansas or any of the states, just say a little hi. You can even request songs because I do a lot of 60s and 70s, and if I halfway know the song, I'll always give it a crack, you know, and just have fun. I don't mistakes and all. I don't care. It's rock and roll. You know?
It's rock and roll and it's live.
Yeah, it's live music.
You want to play some more?
Do I want to?
Yeah.
For you, yeah.
Yay.
So I might as well. So this is the title track for the album, the Sonic Boom record is. Oh wow! Thank you for the advertisement.
No
By the
problem.
way, I don't have my glasses on, so any of you people that are writing and typing things, I can't really see very well. So if there's anything,
Comments to you. Let's see. Nova said, I can shred my guitar and cheese at the same time. She would love to shred her guitar. She said she would love to stop by and make a grilled cheese sandwich with you. David Hurley, David R. Hurley said, hit me up, Paul. I would love to talk to you. He has, let's see here. He says, I would love to talk to Paul about a program we're going to do with veterans, placing songwriters with vets to write their songs to help them get through and deal with what they're going through. That's
okay,
really awesome, David. All right. And I know David personally, so I can send you over his information.
okay.
And Anthony says, awesome show, friends. All great vibes. And let's see here. Yeah, she wants to do a grilled cheese with you. And
And
David
tomato soup.
and tomato soup. And Regina says, can't wait to hear the full version of that song that you just
Cool.
played.
I'll have to record it soon.
And just so you guys know, let's see here, where'd it go? Whoops, there it is. He's going to be premiering and doing things on his Paul Mars Black music page. So make sure you go like, love, share, give him some love, tell him that Mary Hope sent you, and share because Paul is an awesome guy. And I'm not just saying this because you're on my show. We've been friends for a while, but he's the only male in the world that has a Wild Hearts SC patch.
Yeah, I still got it too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
And I still got my motorcycle too.
there you go. See, me and my husband are gonna have to come take some rides with you, brother.
Okay.
All right, you can play what you want, bro. Tell us what you're gonna
Okay.
do.
So this is a song. It's the title track from the record because the record's called "Everybody Rains on My Parade." This is the title track. It's our big hit number, and it's the theme song of my life. And you'll be able to. Actually, there's a video available. You can just Google "Everybody Rains on My Parade," and you'll see a video out there now that you can see. But pretty soon we're gonna replace the audio for that video with the new mastered remix of the song, so it's gonna sound better later. But if you want to hear like the band version of it after I play it, then you can still look it up. I don't mind. It's kind of a cute video. It's just me dancing around with an umbrella out in the desert. So anyway, so this is the theme song of my life. It's called "Everybody Rains on My Parade." I wrote this with Joe Dog Almeida from Dogs Some More, and we're gonna have this record. Joe Dog. I've been trying to build a castle. The walls tumbling down. The stones won't fit. Not you want out. I security. And those mountains make molecules are so steep. Everybody raised on my parade. What happened to the sunlight that we made? All the stars, they've all been blocked out. And the moon will surely fade. Everybody raised on my parade. Now I'm running around, picking up a bunch of torn apart. And what shall I do with fragments of a heart? I try to put them back together, but I'm in time to love more. And then break all over the place again. That's what hearts are for. Everybody rains on my parade. And what happened to the sunlight that we made? All the stars, they've all been blocked out. Now the moon will surely fade. Everybody rains on my parade. La 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 la. La la la. La 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 la. And everybody rains on my parade. And what happened to the sunlight that we made? Good stars, they've all been blocked out. Now the moon will surely fade. Everybody rains on my parade. Oh yeah, I said everybody rains on my parade. Oh, I said everybody rains on my parade.
Woo! Encore.
My son just showed up.
Hi.
Are you gonna do a song with me, Sasha?
Oh, no, I can't do a song with you.
Oh, come on, Sasha.
I don't know any songs to do songs with my dad. He's just messing with me.
Trying to get him to practice. You're gonna practice today. We're gonna do guitars today, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so me and Sasha have an appointment to play guitar together.
Heck yeah. Kathy says, woohoo, great song.
Oh, thank you, Kathy.
Oh, we
See these feathers right here? Wait, where are they? Right there. So I've been hanging out up at my mom's lately, because my mom has been sick. She kind of had a brain bleed, kind of stroke recently. So, but she's okay, but her memory's kind of gone, and but her sense of humor's there, and she's cracking jokes and smiling. She just doesn't quite know where she's at exactly, but she's okay with the cueing, reminding her that she's at home and all that stuff. So I think she's gonna be okay eventually. But anyway, so I've been at my hometown where I grew up in El Dorado Hills, and there's now this orange owl that hangs out in the backyard. And that owl has been nice enough to drop me a few feathers, which I just stuck in my hat. Those are owl feathers.
Oh, heck
that I found in my mom's backyard, the backyard where I grew up.
Well, all of us here at Hellfire Radio send healing prayers to your loving mom.
Thank you very much.
Because we've got a brother, Kinko the clown. He had bleeding on the brain, and he has it's a hemophilia. It's a blood disease, and he's in rehab right now. So we've been doing some Kinko Strong T-shirts to help raise money for.
Oh, good. That's good.
And stuff. So We send healing and positive prayers to your loving mother. Give her that for us.
Thank you very much, and God bless your friend. I wish him a fast recovery.
April Shelton says, "Hello, sister." She's a little late to the show. So, what what uh what else would you like to tell your fans? And because you got some diehard fans that are going to follow you anywhere and everywhere that you go. What would you like to tell them during this hard time that we're all going through?
Just hang in there. I mean, I think what's going to happen, I mean, right now, just stay safe. Number one, it is a very difficult time, but, it's just one of those things. It's part of life. Things happen in life, and we get through them. And I've spent my life overcoming obstacles and hardships and everything like that. I think that every obstacle, every kind of hardship that I overcome and get past, just makes me stronger, and I come out in the end better. So I can think back throughout my life, all kinds of unpleasant things that I've gone through and enduring that I thought, oh my God, this is the end. I might as well just blow my brains out. That kind of, really bad, where I thought, what's the point of going on, right?
Right.
But I got through it, and there's a lot of beautiful things to stick around for, in life. It's like, hey, that's, life is a roller coaster. And if you don't have those hardship times, then you don't know when things are really good. And if you really look, I mean, it's all how you look at life. You can look at this as like, oh my God, this is like, I just drive me crazy. I can't stand it, this and that, but really look for the good things. For me, I've been completely blessed because I had just gotten a new place up in Lake Arrowhead, up in the mountains, where I grew up in the mountains originally, and I learned to play music in the mountains with the hillbillies and bluegrass and country and rock and roll. So to move back up to the mountains is like going home, and I just happened to find this place that I moved into with my son and my girlfriend. That just nestled up there in the forest, and there's nothing but 52 acres of mountain and forest behind me.
Yeah, I've seen your lives that you did from there. It is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, and it's peaceful. There's nobody around me. There's all kinds of decks and pine trees, and it's the air smells. I'm up above all the smog, so it's
your tree house. I would live in the dang tree house.
I know. It's my happy place. I feel so fortunate to have it. I don't know how I ended up, with this, but there's a really beautiful lake right, like an 8-minute walk away from me. Lake Arrowhead is really nice. And so when this thing hit, my son was away from me in Seattle. So, but his school closed down. So I flew him back down to stay with me, and I spent like 3 months of isolation. Up there in Lake Arrowhead, but if I had to isolate, I couldn't have asked for a better place. So I feel more fortunate than most. But
right,
it's but one of the things I can be grateful for is it kind of pulled my son back to me, where we're reconnecting again, and it's building on that relationship, and that's something I missed, was having my son around. And it's like, I don't, at his age, I think he wants to be independent. He probably wouldn't have come back to me any other way. So for me,
they're always going to be our babies, no matter how old they get, right?
Yeah. So yeah, my son's here. I'm at my apartment in LA right now because we had to keep that too. But yeah, I got Sasha with me, and we've been kind of playing guitar and doing some things together, and it's nice to have him around.
Well, that's very cool, man. That's very cool. Brother, I thank you so much for coming on and being my first official.
I am so honored to be your first. I did not know that. I didn't know that till today when you told me, but I am really honored to be your first guest.
Yep, you called my whole interview cherry today. Yep.
Cool. And I wish you much success with this radio channel. You're doing a good job and promoting music and promoting musicians and stuff. I'm grateful for you for what you're doing, and I wish you a lot of success with this station. I
want you back in January when you get ready to debut. Don't forget me. I want one of those records. And I mean, we can set it up to where you can have the whole band if you want to, and just have a large jam.
Okay. Sounds great. Yeah. Thank you for having me on.
Oh, no problem, brother. We love you long time.
Have a great day. And thank you all for your comments. I am not able to see them, but maybe I can go back and look at them later.
Yeah,
but,
you'll be able to see them. They'll be on, I shared this thing everywhere, but you can go back and watch the video and you'll see what comments, because I'm sure there's some comments that we have missed that we don't see. And so there'll be more in there. And Chris, one of my buddies from Texas, Chris, says, "This is so cool. You go, Mary." This is the first show he's been able to catch. And cool. David R. Hurley says, "Let's just get through it." He's talking about what's going on. And he says, "Amen." And April says she's late to the show because her daughter baby got glasses today.
Congrats on the glasses.
David says, "Love this show. I am so honored that you were my first interview. I mean, I'm just so honored. And I want you back in January, brother."
You got it. All right. And any hot shop video, creative, artistic video people out there, if you know of anybody, send them my way. Let's collaborate and make something really cool by January. We got till January to produce some really cool stuff.
When I get done with my show today, I will message you my guy. And I've actually got two guys. I'll message you them. And David had put in one here in the comments. But we got you, bro. We got you.
All right. Sounds good.
We at Hellfire Radio love you, brother.
Have a good day.
You
Bye,
too,
everybody.
Brother. Have a good one, bro. Guys, that was Paul Morris Black, formerly of LA Guns, currently of Sonic Boom. My brother from another mother. I just love that dude. He just gives off such a positive energy, Well, I've only got 5 minutes left, so I'm going to run a couple commercials for you. This first commercial, if you are a band looking to take it to the next level, and you need proper management and managers that can make it happen for you. 434 Management, Derek Pashon and Paul Crosby are the ones that you need to go to. If you want information, contact me and I will send you information over to you. But I'm going to play this one. And if we got time, I'm going to play another advertisement of a big show that they have got coming up. My light keeps trying to fall. This is live, people. Yeah. My skulls keep trying to run away. But I'm going to play this. And then if we got time, I'm going to play another commercial for you.
I've done, everything I've lost, I wouldn't change a thing. It was all for you. But could you say the same and give me your last breath, or take it all away when I die for you? If you don't open up inside, then kiss me for the last time. Tell me how far would you go? Is it really worth it all? 'Cause I don't feel you anymore. What a tragic kind of
right. That was 434 Management. Sorry, I accidentally hit my Mama Mary lead in it right afterwards. And I got a few more minutes, guys. So I'm going to play this one real quick, and then I'm going to play the end of days show commercial. But this is for Kinko. Kinko is still recovering in rehab. We love you, Kinko. We love you. But this is about the Kinko Strong t-shirts, and it tells you where to get them. So this is for Kinko. So make sure you go get you a Kinko Strong t-shirt for sure. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the End of Days commercial. End of Days is taking place in San Antonio, Texas, October 30th, Houston, Texas, October 31st, and Slidell, Louisiana, November 1st. And it's brought to you by Anthem Entertainment and 434 Management and Combat Records. Here you go. All right, guys, that's it for me. That was End of Days. It's 5 o'clock and I got to get out of here. If your band's interested in being played on Mama Mary's Mayhem every Tuesday, 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, up above, you see the link that says mary.hellfireradio@gmail.com. Send me your Spotify links. Send me your band information. If you're interested in being interviewed, I'll make it happen. So, guys, until next Tuesday, live on Mama Mary's Music Mayhem, I will be interviewing none other than globally touring artist White Collar Sideshow. So you don't want to miss it. So, guys, peace out. Stay safe. I love you. See you next Tuesday.